Hey guys, man, it's weird to guys. I'm back for my match review for Juventus nil, Barcelona 2. And as you can see right here, Barcelona did manage to get a 2-0 win over Juventus. Now, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I was a bit scared of this game. I was a bit scared. I wasn't sure if we're going to get a win. Ultimately, I did predict us to win. I believe I predicted 2-1 win for Barcelona and ended up being a 2-0 win for Barcelona. So, almost quite. Yeah. Anyways, let's go talk about the game. So here's how I'm gonna do the match review. We're basically gonna talk about the players. We'll talk about every single player in the day and give them a score, one to a 10, and then we'll talk about I'll give you guys basically the summary of the game and then my overall thoughts. So let's go look at the lineup that Ron Koeman selected. As you can see, I did make my live lineup reaction. I was fairly comfortable with this lineup. This lineup, I wasn't really too big in it. The biggest issue I had was with Roberto starting. That was really the big issue in Pedri. Though that was really the only issues I had with the lineup. And for the most part, I think these two justified their picks. I think these two were okay. I thought these two players were pretty good on the day. And so, yeah. Let's go start with Ron Koeman himself. Let's go ahead and rate him first. Ron Koeman as the manager. Okay, so I thought he chose a very strong lineup. This was about as strong as it can get, the strongest available lineup to us. And I think today he made his substitutions almost correctly. Okay. Now I know some people would be annoyed that some other players didn't get chances, like Des didn't come on, Alenya didn't come on, Puig didn't come on, Trincao didn't come on. These kind of players. At the end of the day, though, you can only play 11 players on the pitch, and I'm sure that these players will be given some opportunities. Okay. And I think today Ron Koeman showed his flexibility, his awareness that when we had that 1-goal lead in the 80th minute, he didn't make too many attacking changes. He brought off Griezmann, brought on Firpo to really solidify that back line, and then he brought on So I thought for the most part he was very cautious today, and he didn't wait like he did in the El Clasico, where he made his substitutions all in the 80th minute. And I was really hoping that we wouldn't see that today, that when we were not leading in the game, then he would make panic attack in those final 10 minutes of the game. Now, obviously, we didn't have to worry about that today. However, it will be kind of interesting to see how he'll approach the next couple of in the future games when we are trailing or when we're level, so to speak. So we never trailed in the game and we never looked back at it. Okay. So I thought Ron Koeman, for the most part, had a pretty. I think he did as far as a manager. I'm going to give him a solid 8 out of 10. I think he did pretty good. Not really too much to complain. Maybe he could have made that fifth substitution, or maybe he could have made those substitutions a little earlier. But it is what it is. Okay. As far as Neto is concerned, I think Neto had a good game. I personally think he was okay on the day. Now I do understand that Alvaro Morata, he did score 3 offside goals. And other than those 3 offside goals, Neto really didn't have too much to do on the day. I thought Neto was decent on the day. Obviously, Juventus did shoot from distance. And Juventus, other than those 3 offside goals from Alvaro Morata, Juventus didn't even get a single shot on target. So I think Neto did his job. I'm going to give Neto a solid 5 out of 10. I know, you know what, I'll be 6. I'll give a 6. I thought Neto was decent on the day. Not really too much to ask. And so I thought he was good on the day. Jordi Alba, I think Jordi Alba had a good game. As we all know, Jordi Alba loves to go forward. I think bombing down the left side, he was definitely very essential for us on the left side of the attack, and we started to see how good he can be. And I think Alba had a great game today. Needless to say, I didn't think he had an amazing game. It wasn't anywhere near the vintage Alba that we know, but for the most part, I thought he did his job, and not really too much to complain about. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he was good. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was good on the day. Moving on to Clement Lenglet. I thought Clement Lenglet was excellent today. I remember there was that one big chance, Kulusevski he had. It was a big chance, and Lenglet defended that brilliantly. He won the ball, made sure, and I thought Lenglet was pretty good on the day. His pace, he is good, and I thought Lenglet was one of the better center. I thought he had a good game today, and it was much better than the El Clasico game, and he didn't make any big decisions. I remember there was one chance, I believe Weston McKennie. Not Weston McKennie. Was it? It was Cuadrado, I believe. That he fell in the box, but obviously that wasn't a penalty. That was a foul. I mean, not foul. That was a dive essentially, And Longley, I thought he had a pretty good game. So I'm going to give Longley a solid 8 out of 10. I thought Longley was excellent on the day. Araujo, for the brief amount of time he was on the pitch, I thought he was excellent. It was very sad to see that in the after the 45th minute, he wasn't able to continue. However, the most part, he was good on the day. He was good. And that's what I love about Araujo, is that he has that pace. He has that awareness, that physicality. And that's something I feel like we never really have. I feel like we don't really have other center backs anymore, that raw pace. And I think it's good to see that Araujo was excellent on the day. Sergio Roberto, I feel like Sergio Roberto on the day his duty was more of a defensive duty. I didn't think Roberto had to do too much. He wasn't really that big in the attack, so to speak. But for the most part, as I said, I think Roberto did a good job. I remember there's that one foul he made. It was a pretty bad challenge indeed. For the most part, though, I thought he was pretty good on the day. And so I'm going to give him a solid 6 out of 10. Maybe, I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Okay. Moving on to Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong, in my opinion, I thought he was pretty good on the day. I think he did very well in that center back position in the second half, and I think he did a good job alongside Longley. Miralem Pjanic, I thought he was pretty good on the day. I think, although he did give away the ball in bad areas, he was very mobile. He made the verticality passes, and that's what we need from our midfield at the end of the day. And I thought he was good on the day. For sure. Okay, moving on to Pedri. I thought Pedri was excellent today. Pedri was one of the best players on the day. He looked very solid indeed. His defensive awareness, he was very good against Cuadrado. He looked very good in attack. And this guy, he's only 17 years old, guys. So very good from Pedri. And I would say he's the man of the match. I'm going to give him the man of the match award. I'm going to give him a solid 8 out of 10 for sure. Lionel Messi, I thought he had a good game on the day for sure. He was very good on the day. He was making those good chances for the other teammates. Personally, I think it would have been better if we could see him take those chances on. But as I said before, guys, what more can you ask for him? And I thought Messi, for the most part, had a good game. He made that brilliant pass to Dembele, scored from the penalty spot. I thought Messi was brilliant on the day. Maybe the one thing I would credit, maybe you could argue that he needs to score more from open play. And now that Bartomeu is officially out, I think he will continue to be more aware, and I think he'll continue to improve his game. Dembele on the right, I thought was brilliant on the day. Dembele, he scored the opening goal. He looked confident. He had that full speed. I would say his decision making is still kind of questionable at times. However, for the most part, he is getting back to fitness, like I said before, guys. And it's good to see that Dembele is fully fit, because I feel like when Dembele is fully fit, he could really be a game changer. Okay, 7 out of 10 for me. Messi 8 out of 10, by the way. And finally, Griezmann up top. Griezmann, for me, on the day, he had some good moments. He had 2 big chances. I remember one chance he hit the post. I remember one chance he just hit wide. And I feel like Griezmann just really needs to work on his finishing early on, and that if he can finish his chances, I think it would be so much better. And I think we're starting to see how Griezmann is starting to improve this game. It's starting to see Griezmann's now getting more and more involved, right? So I'm going to give Griezmann a solid 6 out of 10. Okay? Now let's talk about one player from the bench I want to cover, which is Sergio Busquets. I'm not going to rate any of the players because the other players didn't really have enough time to really make an impact. I thought Sergio Busquets was pretty good on the day. And I think he allowed Barcelona to press so high up on the pitch, and he covered well, and he did very well in De Jong's absence, because we know De Jong, he basically played in Araujo's position. So, yeah, very good performance indeed from Sergio Busquets. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Okay? And now we finally move on to the summary of the game. So basically, the game started off with Barcelona pressing high in the pitch. They wanted to create those chances, and there was a big chance Barcelona had. I believe Miralem Pjanic, he had a good chance. Then it hit wide, hit the post, and then Griezmann had that chance as well. Miralem Pjanic passes it on to Griezmann, and then obviously that pass from Lionel Messi to Dembele was exquisite, and Dembele shoots it. first time in the 14th minute of the game to give Barcelona a 1-0 lead. Albeit it did take a little deflection on the way. However, it is still a goal, obviously, and Barcelona get their goal. Later on in the game, Alvaro Morata, I believe he had a goal disallowed later on in the 15th minute, I believe, and then later on in the second half, later in the first half, he had another goal disallowed as well. And I feel like Barcelona were really pressing. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think Barcelona could have easily have scored 5 or 6 goals in the day. They could have easily have done it. They could have scored 3 or 4, or like whatever. In the second half, Barcelona came out all guns blazing. Alvaro Morata once again scored another offside goal. Barcelona started to get the pressure, and they had a great chance. I believe Griezmann had that big chance, and then I believe Messi had that big chance as well. And then I believe Pedri as well had a chance, I think. Jordi Alba, I believe he had hit his chance wide. And it was good to see Barcelona were really controlling the game, because I feel like Barcelona in the second half, they were very fluid. They were very controlling. I feel like Juventus, as soon as they went forward, Barcelona could always hit them back on the counter. And Juventus never really looked like themselves. Juventus looked very turrid. They looked very ragged, honestly. And I was very disappointed with Juventus. Juventus didn't really challenge Barcelona too much. Although the scoreline would suggest otherwise, I feel like Juventus never really got into the game. I feel like Juventus, for the most part, was very tame. And Barcelona were coming at them. And obviously, in the second half, there's a big chance that Ansu Fati had. I don't know how Dorothy missed that chance. He basically tried to pass it on Braithwaite. And then basically Messi, there was a big challenge in the box. And Lionel Messi steps up and takes the penalty and scores. So overall, a very resounding win indeed. It was a very good win indeed. And I'm very impressed with this win. I'm very impressed with the win. And I believe Demiro, he committed a second yellow card. He committed a foul on Miralem Pjanic, and he was sent off. So very good performance indeed from FC Barcelona. I'll take the 3 points any day of the week. What I will say, though, from this game, that my 3 big takeaways from this game is that, number one, attacking-wise, we need to be better at finishing, because I think that's something we haven't noticed. Something that I've been noticing as a recurring theme is that once we have the game under our belts, we never can ever wrap the game up. And we saw against Real Madrid earlier last week that if you don't take your chances, you can get punished. And that's what Real Madrid did to us. And I feel like we need to make sure that in these upcoming games, we need to be very clinical and take as many chances as we can in front of goal. Be clinical. I know this is a very Captain Obvious statement. I know that this is what we all want, but it's a very huge talking point. And if we didn't convert that second chance, man, oh man, it could have been an intense finish. It could have been an intense finish. Okay. So we have to be more clinical in front of goal. That's what I've noticed. Number 2 is that defensively, we need to sort out we need to defensively, we're a bit light. Like I said before, guys, no Araujo. It looks like Araujo is out injured. We put De Jong as a center back, and even though De Jong played good, I don't think De Jong can really play as a center back that consistently, right? So I'm really hoping that Araujo's injury is short term. Obviously, we know PK will be back for the Saturday game, obviously. However, we have to be very cautious of our center backs and don't use them. We have to make sure they're fully fit, because, like I said before, guys, we only have 3 available center backs, natural center backs indeed. So, and finally, my third big takeaway from this game is that defensively, and this all adds on, is that even though defensively we were good on the day, we were still a bit suspect at times. And had Alvaro Morata not been as clumsy as he was in the game, or been onside, Juventus could have easily have scored 2 goals. And that could have completely changed the game. So defensively, even though we did get a clean sheet, we should still make sure that we defend much better, because I think we defended much better today as a compact unit. And finally, my third big takeaway from this game is that Barcelona can compete with these elite teams, right? I know this wasn't the strongest Juventus team. However, we're starting to see this Barcelona team come to life against these big teams, because more often than not, last season, we saw how Barcelona away from home, they were just not the same. They always never seemed to deliver. And now we're starting to see some consistency. So can we build a consistency? Can we play well as a unit? And I think Bartomeu out actually helped the team very well in this game, because I think if Bartomeu was president, I don't know if he would have gone on to win this game. I really don't know. So, like I said, a very good performance indeed. Not really too much to complain. And so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys have any? Is there anything I missed in the game? I'm sure there probably is. And what do you guys think? Do you guys think Barca deservedly won? I think they certainly did. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, guys. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments below. And remember to check out the description for all the links to my social media platforms. And remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.